Hi everyone, so today I want to show you this card, which is an original design, and I've kind of used two bits of other designs, if you know what I mean, other card folds. So I'm calling it a 5x7 landscape geometric, well 5x7 geometric shadow box card, and this is landscape because it will fold flat to fit in an envelope like that. And then on the front you have this shadow box and this wonderful like geometric fold on the inside. Now you can have things coming off all of those triangles if you want to, but I decided that I quite liked it as it was, especially because this is a male for a male card. But yeah, and obviously as I said, it folds flat like that and will fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. So today we are going to do it make it using my Mum's the Word papers. So these are available on Amazon. They're also available as a digital kit over on DRK Crafts and also on I think they're still on Etsy as well. But yeah, they're available as a paper pad. This is the paper pad. You probably will have seen it by now. Used it quite a bit. All the links will be in the description below. The papers that I used on this one is a very old Paper Mania pack, and I have no idea. I don't think you can still get it, to be honest with you. If you can, it'll be places like eBay or little craft shops who might have one pack lying around, but it's very old, so I haven't really got links for that. So yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so base pieces, you're going to need two base pieces that are 5 by 7.5, and along the long edge you want to score at 3.5 and at 7, and you want to do that on both pieces. And then we're going to put those to one side, and then if you bring in your other pieces, so you need one piece that's 4 inches by 5 inches and two pieces that are 3 by 3. So on the 4 by 5, on the 5-inch edge, you're going to score at 1.5, at 2.5 and at 4.5. And then you want to make a mark at 1.5 and at 3.5 at the top and also at the bottom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our score tool and we're going to line up that 1.5 inch mark at the top with the 3.5 at the bottom, and we're going to score diagonally. And then we're going to do the same with the 3.5 at the top, line it up with the 1.5 at the bottom and score diagonally. Okay, so that's that piece done completely. So then you want your 3 by 3s, and on these you're going to score them at 1/2 inch, at 1.5 and at 2.5. And then you're going to mark it along the top at 1 and at 2, and also at the bottom at 1 and at 2 inches. And then you're going to line up your 1 inch at the top with your 2 inch along the bottom and score diagonally. And then you line up your 2 inch along the top with your 1 inch along the bottom and score diagonally. And then you're going to repeat that all over again on the other piece. Okay, so what we're going to do now is along the tabs we're going to fold them to be mountains. And then we're going to fold the middle line, it's going to be a valley. You don't want to use too thick a card, I would say between 200 and 230 GSM-ish, something like that. And then your diagonals are going to be mountains. So then you end up with this, and then what you want to do is just pinch those little bits in. Just make sure it all lines up along the side and the bottom, because sometimes it doesn't always, if your lines are just a fraction out. And then give it a really good burnish so that you end up with that. So that can go to one side. So you're going to repeat the same process on this one and also on this one. So you should end up with a large one and then two little small ones. Okay, so if we go back to our main pieces, which are these, what you want to do is go ahead and just fold along the tab and then fold along the 3.5 inch edge, and you can do that on both pieces. Okay, so you need a back piece and you need a front piece. I'm going to turn this round, so this is going to be my front piece, and on the front of this I'm going to stick 2 pieces. In total you're going to need 4 pieces of pattern paper that are this size, but just for the front for now you need 2 pieces, and these are 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these on the front. One thing to note is we're going to be cutting an aperture out of this, so because of that you need to make sure that when you glue it or tape it, whatever, you're gluing all over it rather than just around the edges, because otherwise you'll have a flappy aperture. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Okay, so once you've stuck those 2 down, you need to get yourself a die, and I'm going to use this one. This is actually from Creolese. So I'm just going to secure this into place on here so that it's all in. And I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. Okay, so I've done that. Remembering to keep my tab on the left. So then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add some red tape onto my tab. And then what we're going to do is bring the other section in. So this is the back. I'm just going to take part of the backing off here. Just fold it over and fold the tab over like that, so I've now got a folded edge, and then bring this in and we're going to line this up and stick this down onto here so it's nice and straight, and give that a good stick down like that. Then what we can do is if we open this up we can go ahead and put the pattern pieces on the inside. So that's these, and they were the same size as the other ones, and it just means then you've covered over this tab. If you want to mitre your tab you can. I probably should have done that but I haven't, but anyway, if you want to do that then you can. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Now we don't want to stick this together just yet because we want to have enough space to be able to stick all of our pieces in. Now before we stick these in, let's go ahead and decorate them. One thing that I found better, because I did try and work out using a rectangle and then working out what the pattern layers would be, but that was all a bit tricky. So what I would do, and what I did, was I took a piece of scrap card and I cut round, so I lay this, I just tucked these in like that. So that's your sort of shape. I laid it onto my piece of scrap card, drew round it, and then I brought it in slightly. So I just drew like a line on the inside. So then I have a piece, a template that I can use to cut out pattern pieces with. Okay, so this is the easiest way of doing it. And then the same thing with the little triangles. So if you wanted to, you could cut like a rectangle that's that size, and then figure it out from there. But it is a bit tricky, if I'm honest. So it's best just to make yourself a little template. You can just draw around it. You can put it anywhere on your paper that you want it to be, and it's just easier. Your little triangles, exactly the same again. And then on the smaller ones, same thing again. So I took got a little template here. Again, I drew round it, and then like that. Now just bear in mind, if your folds are slightly different, then your angles might not be quite 100%, but to be honest, there's that much going on this card that it's not going to matter too much. So I've gone ahead using those 2 templates and I've cut myself out my pieces of paper. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick all of these onto the relevant places on these pieces. Okay, so once you've put all your pieces on, I haven't done these triangles yet. One thing I did do for these big triangles, I'm not going to do the little triangles because they are so tiny that I don't think they're really worth it. These small triangles, I actually did get a piece of card that was 3/4 of an inch by 1.5. And then what I've done, so I've taken 2 of those and I've cut one of them from the top right to the bottom left, and one from the top left to the bottom right, because then you should find, hopefully, that all your angles are correct. So that's going to go there and there. This is going to go on here and on here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick those down, but you do need to make sure when you're cutting out your triangles that you get those angles correct. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces ready to go. So now what we want to do is go ahead, take some red tape, or you could use a strong wet glue if you want, but I'm going to go for red tape. I'm going to put red tape on all of my tabs. Okay, so once you've done that, take your largest one. We're going to peel back part of the backing of the tape, turn the tab over, and then you're going to line up this central line with your central score line and make sure that it is level top and bottom. So it's about there. And then when you're happy with it all, you can then go ahead and stick that tab down. Then you're going to go ahead on the other side and do the same. So just take a little bit off, fold it over, make sure it's all nice and flat. And obviously because you've just folded all these folds, they're going to want to fight you. And then when you open it up, when you kind of fold it in half, you'll end up with that, hopefully. One thing I forgot to mention that I should have done was to angle mitre my tabs. So I'm just going to quickly do that on these. It is better because then you don't end up with them showing quite so much. Okay, so I've mitred those ones. So then we're going to do similar sort of things. We're going to take the backing off partially, and then we're going to bring it back in, fold it flat, and then this central line here, you line up with the edge of this piece here. And again, get it nice and level top and bottom, and then stick that down. And then you can take the backing off of this, fold it over, and again, just make sure it's all nice and flat and stick it down. And then there you have 2 of your 3. And as you can see, where I've mitered the edges there on that tab, it looks a whole lot neater than this here. I'm just annoyed that I forgot on this one, but anyway, never mind. That's what we do. I make mistakes so you don't have to. So then we take this one and we're going to do the same again. So we're going to do it on the other side. Make sure the central line lines up with this edge here. And again, now you've already got one in, you kind of have something to go by. And then you just want to go ahead and stick that tab down. And then you're going to take, again, the backing off of that, turn that over and stick that whole thing down. Mine's slightly squiffy, but it's fine as long as it folds flat, because that's how it's going to be in the envelope. So that is the inside done. Now obviously you can decorate it a bit more than mine has. I decided to go for mother of pearl because I thought it might look quite nice, and also because I think I am going to add some little butterflies and things. So now we can go ahead and stick this down. So one thing I didn't do was add red tape on this tab here. And then we're just going to take the backing off this tape here, fold it over like that. Then bring this over and just make sure it's all completely flat, because obviously you've got a bit of chunk there now. So you want to make sure it's not slightly squiffy, it's all completely flat. And you want to stick it down so that it is like that. So there you have the beginnings of your card. So then we're going to go ahead and just add in. Now obviously we don't have a frame here. If you want to go to the effort of making an aperture frame, you can. I was going to cut one out of white card and stick it on, but the dies that I've got, as you can see, the acrylic ones, they've got little squares in them. I didn't really want to do little squares because it's a bit of a faff to then do a frame out of little squares. So I think what I'm going to do is I would like to use pearls, but I don't think I have any. I've got these gems and they actually come, they're really cheap ones, and they actually come, I don't know if you can see, on like a strip of glue. They're actually like literally a full strip, so I can pick that entire strip up. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to trace around here. I'm also going to put a little dob of glue as I go, because I'm not entirely sure how sticky these are anymore, because they're very old, these gems. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick my frame around the outside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now. I've cut out, stamped and heat embossed and cut out the word thanks. So this is going to go on here, going across the middle. And then I've got some little butterflies that I've cut out and some even smaller butterflies. So I'm going to go ahead now and decorate. Okay, so there we have it. It's finished off. It's quite pale. I probably would have gone for a more... I mean, in real life, I can see that thanks quite well. But on the camera, you can't see it as well. But I probably would have gone for a darker shade, or maybe heat embossed, not in white, maybe done it in a different colour. I just didn't want it being too much. But anyway, I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out. I decided not to add the little butterflies in the end because I felt like there was enough happening. I'll just put the two big ones on the front there. And then if you've got a coloured card base, you'll then just need to cut out 2 panels of white that are the same as your patterns. So they're 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 to go on the back, and that's where you get to write your message. And as I said before, the whole thing folds flat and will fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today. And don't forget to go and check out my Mum's the Word papers, which are available as a digital kit on DRK Crafts. They're also available as a paper pad over on Amazon. Yeah, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and we'll see you again next time. Bye!